Hello everyone, this here is Luke, and welcome to the 44th Battle of the Promethean Directive. Today we have an engagement of the Caladrian Directive's Grey Squadron and Distress Call number 5, which turned out to be pirates. Present in this pirate force are 3 Parazoniums, 1 HKT-03F06Z03 Strom, and 5 SOS bogies, being used as general aircraft. This here is the bigger craft of the pirates, which is a really neatly designed, modern-looking craft. Although it does have a pack, and I assume some kind of big cannon at the back here, like a giant recoilless rifle or something. These already got shown off in the last battle, bogies are up there. And this is the very first appearance, as I unpause things, of the Caladrian Directive's Navy, at least since the beta. We can see these guys here are charmfully old-fashioned, meant to be kind of from the transition period between steam and steel. Except they also have railguns. I think these guys are rails on the inside. Let's see. Yep, they are. These consist of 1 Dagger B and then 2 Raven-class light cruisers. And these were a great collaboration. Oh, geez. These craft here were a really great collaborative effort between the builders of the Caladrian Directive. I believe with Ciaran doing a lot of the hull work, and then Skyer and Collet working on most of the internals. These are a lot of missiles. I'm surprised they're not doing more damage. I guess they are smalls. But I guess they chunk through if you give them enough time. Uh-oh. Boiler explosion. Let's hope these guys packed redundancy. This Raven here is at 90%. Meanwhile, the Strom is 97. A lot of the aircraft are dropping health due to the secondaries and AA guns. And 1 Parazonium's only taking a little bit of damage. Heading over this a ways. We can see, yeah, the bogies are getting targeted fairly well by anti-aircraft fire. Meanwhile, the big fella, we'll see what the railguns are doing to him. If they're doing, like, pierce damage, then the damage will be more significant than the number would indicate, which seems to be the case. I think the pack here is already misfiring due to tube damage, but I'm not sure if we're at that point yet. Maybe not. No, very close though. And this pack here is also okay, but the shots are getting close. One of the ships have lost a mast over there. And they are desperately tossing out flares. Honestly, probably firing flares from cannons, which would fit the thematics of them. But it's not helping against these missiles. They know what they want, and they want to feast on ravens. And that they are doing. Ton of internal damage, but the main cannons are still at least mostly functional. But without those boilers, the railguns will be a lot less effective. There goes the bridge. And this one is down a barrel. Looks like it took decent damage in through here. Oh, these are fully isolated turrets, so damage to one barrel should rarely affect the other, which is pretty good design. Over on the destroyer, it's mostly escaped the ire of the missiles, but it is starting to take more now. Checking in on health, the damage Raven is at 68 and will probably be out of the battle fairly soon. The Parazoniums are starting to take damage though. They're at 98, 90, and 89, whereas the Strom is still doing pretty good. And one bogey's been taken out, the others have taken decent damage. Checking in on these guys. This one is on fire and appears to have lost its main cannon, but the missiles are still functional, and that's what does most of the damage. At least they should be still functional. On this guy over here, probably going to be a similar deal. Yeah, cannon taken out, decent damage to the bridge, and in this case to the bow as well. But the missiles are intact, and they're going to keep eating through the Raven until that thing gets fully disabled. Although at this point it has swapped targets to the other Raven, whose Sea-Wiz are desperately trying to shoot the missiles out of the sky, but there's just too many. And the Sea-Wiz have been taken out, at least on that side. The Sea-Wiz on the other side are belatedly firing at the already missed missiles. I am impressed at just how effective these small missiles are at just chunking through armor if you give them enough time. They are putting in the work. Checking health again. One Parazonium's really badly damaged. I'm not sure what happened to him. We haven't looked at this guy recently. Looks like it has its main gun, but more significant superstructure and hull damage. Whereas a couple bogies are in the water. This one here, I think is the other one that's about 90%. It is dead in the water, having, I assume, lost power because it's still got the propeller. I'm not sure quite how the power got lost. May have been AI damage. I don't know. But either way, this guy's just hanging out now. And the other one is over this way. Turning UI on so I can see if anyone gets too damaged. This one here is likely the one that's taken about 30% damage, where it is missing most of its front, including damage into the missile cell. But missiles are still mostly still operational, I think. Cannon's gone, bridge is severely damaged. Still has propulsion, but it may not for very long. The Caladrians over here, yikes. This light cruiser is still firing away with one gun, or at least one barrel of one gun, but the forward turret has been disabled. And its buddy over here is totally capsized and has no functional weapons from what I can tell. Those barrels are low gauge. This one is, I guess, trying. It does have a still functioning barrel. But I'm going to guess those will... at this range they may still hit, I'm not sure. Checking the tactical view here, we can see the capsized one is at 57. That one's at 76, whereas the destroyer's at 95. The Parazoniums are 65, 91, and 80. But the Strom here with the Pax is still at 96, so it's going to be a threat for a long time. This guy is still trying to sail, even if he doesn't have anything above water. Or much above water, anyways. All that it needs to do to die, though, is to lose just a couple blocks here, and then that'll fall off, or lose the mast. That would easily tip it under 55. Or just a few more pack hits. This Raven class over here is just taking a ton of fire. Still got the rear turret, has less damage to internals than its compatriot does. But it's still looking pretty dire. The only vehicle with any decent health left on the Caladrian side is, boing, sorry, is the Raven class? No. The Dagger B class destroyer, which itself has taken some damage, but it also just doesn't have as much firepower. I don't know if these torpedoes are out of range or some way disabled. Probably just a range issue. But as soon as those missiles go after it, I doubt it will be long for the world. This Raven will soon be scrapping, so I'm going to get over there. Oh, it's actually back to being afloat now. It managed to uncapsize itself. Very well done, sailors. You apparently know your stuff quite well. So it at least can now rejoin the fight in some better capacity, with one barrel still firing. But it may recapsize very soon. To be determined, I guess. 55%. Eventually it'll get past the point where it rounds down and then it's done for. Over here, this guy is now capsizing. Still one functional barrel left, but it's not going to work when you're sideways like that. Oh, finally 2 damaged on the Raven over here. Put in a good fight, still mostly above water, although it's probably about to recapsize. Rest in peace, this Raven. Its comrade over here is trying to take to the sky. Go and try and imitate those basilisks. I must say it does mess with me that the aircraft are called basilisks and some of the light cruisers are called ravens. Like, surely you'd think that the aircraft would be called a raven, but no. That's what the ships are for. Checking in over here. This guy is pretty badly damaged. Yeah, low in the water. No longer moving, lost most of its weapons. Or at least taken a lot of damage to them. I bet there used to be connectors that went down the middle here. So yeah, without those, these missiles won't be firing. Except for the one on the end anyways. Yeah. It's still getting attacked. I think those are the secondaries on the destroyer going after this one. 65%. There's a bogey there in the water and the bogey in the water. Bogey in the water. Raven at 61 and Dagger B at 96. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, there's the Strom. So, 2 of the Parazoniums have been killed, which I totally managed to miss. I do not know how. So this is the only Parazonium left, and without missiles, it can't do much. So the destroyer may pull this off yet. The Dagger B is left alone, well, mostly alone. It's got a very damaged light cruiser. So we've got a quarter of a light cruiser by armament, and a moderately damaged destroyer up against a vehicle that they technically have the advantage on in cost, I believe. This guy's not even 200k. It's already lost 1 pack, and this one is close to being damaged, but still full health. It's also got a forward gun, and whatever this thing is. It does appear to be a cannon, based on the fact that the gauge has changed. But there's so much decoration going on there, it's hard to tell exactly. Yep, definitely a cannon of some sort. Some kind of, probably a direct input feeder APS would make the most sense. Ooh, that Raven is getting really close to despawning. It is just 1% away from leaving the destroyer alone. And that fire will probably doom it now. It's at 55, yeah. The water might put that out, but it's still somewhat above water, so... Yep, 2 damaged on the second Raven-class light cruiser. It is now just up to the Dagger B destroyer to see if they can pull it off. We will have to see if Captain Harry McSun is up to the challenge. His comrades Johann von Recht and Arnold von Kramp have already been killed aboard their respective ships. And the former was in charge of the full squadron, for the record. So right now it's just 2 railguns up against 1 cannon, 1 pack, and 2 direct input feeders. And the pirates definitely have the advantage in cost at this point, but this guy is a lot less damaged than the pirate vehicle is, and those railguns may be pretty effective, I'm not sure. Yeah. Well done on your leader names, McSun. That was a surprising one. I got there and I was like, that's good. That's good. Ooh, this guy's very low in the water and appears to have actually lost the pack as well. Yeah. Sniped clean through by a railgun, it looks like. So this guy just has an APS that has also been sniped apart by a railgun. Trying to decide if there's, I think there's no. So yep, that gun is damaged, or disabled. Pack is disabled, pack is disabled. Diff guns, there's only 1 left that still has gauges, but that's not going to do much. This I think is going to be a very narrow victory for the Caladrians. They have lost all but the destroyer, but the heroic destroyer under Captain McSun has pulled it off, launching torpedoes now. Let's see if I can find those. Torpedoes? Somewhere? They're halfway to the target, so let's see if I can find them. I can hear them, there we go. They're getting intercepted though. That one just ran out of fuel. Yep, this thing may not have any functional weapons, but it still has torpedo interceptors. Another railgun just came in and hit the cannon here. There's that diff gun still firing. If the dagger, actually it's gaining health right now. It got down to 95 at its lowest, but it's managed to out-repair the damage. Yeah, it looks like the dagger is going to win this. If it doesn't take any significant damage within a minute or 2, I'll call it on behalf of the dagger. Now the Parazonium is somewhat re-engaging with the combat. I'll go ahead and check him out. Even if the AA guns are now targeting it. But let's see, it looks like... I don't know. I mean, I saw missiles flying, but I don't know where this came from exactly. May have been bogey missiles then. But yeah, this guy is still 65% health, dead in the water. The Dagger B, 98, holding steady. The Strom is at 76. Still in the water, got both propellers sniped off. Totally full of holes. Probably only afloat by the grace of alloy. Yeah, packs are pretty effectively neutered. Same with the main gun. And the diff is also now disabled. So yep, this is going to chalk this up as a win for the Caladrian Directive. You may only have one surviving Dagger B, but you did win the battle. I'm not pressing anything. Okay. Seems like we're going to go ahead and sail off the map, thanks to FTD. So thank you all for watching. I don't know why this is happening, but I cannot stop it. Have a good one, everyone.